John, nice to catch up. Let's talk. Let's talk first 2 nights, because obviously I wasn't here. So, or first day was, well, it wasn't an evening. It was morning and afternoon. So how did that go?
Quite nice to have a free practice, and it's real nice to be in a position where you're looking at the forecast and it's looking good for the foreseeable future. So it was quite chilled, quite relaxed in the paddock. I got here Wednesday, so we've just been getting in the Manx way of life, if you like, and we've had a good old giggle down there in our little campsite with Toddy and the Birchills and a few other guys. So bike was great. The first free practice was great. The first night was epic. The first time bit, we went faster than we did the whole of the meeting last year, which was encouraging. I enjoyed it. The conditions were lovely. The perfect time to be practicing that. The two, I can't remember what time it was, 12 or something, and 4 or something. So
during the day, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it was during the day, so the sun was high. So second night we changed some things and didn't really went sort of the wrong direction, but a bit scrappy, a few like yellow flags and stuff and various things. But solid. I think the whole job's just solid. Just like I say, we built a different bike to last year, slightly different bike, just with the experience we've had here, with what Glenn did last year and what I did and stuff. So we've got a really, really good solid package under us at the minute.
Talk about night 2 then, Tuesday night. Obviously it was an evening practice.
Night 2,
Some caused a few troubles, but it didn't seem to, like you say, you didn't seem to go as quick as what you did during Monday's practice. So
we tried a low screen on the bike because we thought the screen was holding it back up with the speed, but it was the wrong direction. And I had a ride on my super stock bike, and I found that quite a bit of a handful on the second night. I don't know, it just weirded me out a little bit. Is that a word, weird? I don't know. I just didn't feel just quite as comfortable on it. And sometimes it's like that, TT. You just think, it's just not really working tonight. And we did 3 laps again, but we brought the bike in and we scribbled some things down. Boys looked at the data. They're all over it, them guys. They know them bikes inside out. So we went back to what we knew with the superbike for night 3, which again was a bit sketchy with the sun. You brought the sun in there. Yeah, the sun's really bad. It's not got any worse or any better than it did do when the first time I rode here in 1996. The sun is bad, and a bit frustrating, that we have to do it at that time. I get it with the the community, but the afternoon session was a lot better, to be fair, with the sun, and that's when the race time's on. But I didn't commit myself fully through those bits with the sun, so it's a real risk and real balance situation how fast you go. But we're over 130 on the third night in the ballpark, and 2 solid laps. Touch wood, we haven't any problems yet. Stocker did a little spin on the Stocker as well. So the momentum of the meeting for me is just all nice and happy at the minute. Happy camp, happy family, happy John. We're all just striving towards race week, and whatever that brings us I'll let you know next week.
Well, you just mentioned there into the 130s. Is it nice to be back in the 130s? Is it nice to come back in and see that 130 next to your name?
I'm not going to lie, I wanted 130. I definitely did. And the sectors, some of the sectors weren't as fast as my sectors on the first night. So if you link it all together around the 131 mark, which is even closer to the sharp end. It's been a long time since I did a 130. It's 2015 or 2016, and then obviously 17 injured, 18 injured, 19. We won't talk about that. COVID, So it's nice to know I haven't forgotten how to do it. And I'm not going to say it. I feel a little bit like I'm not using much energy as well. Last year was really blowing hard. Struggling a little bit this year. I feel like I'm I'm on sort of a bit more on top of my game, if you like. I still respect them super bikes, and the Stocker now. Stocker's just it's so close to a super bike now. But I'm gonna keep concentrating on what I'm doing. It's ridiculous to say it. It probably sounds really ridiculous for me to even say it, but I'm keeping hydrated.
With the right hydration, not the wrong hydration.
Exactly, and I've kept away from all that, and I've been drinking. I've been, just trying to do everything I can to make sure that I give myself the best chance. Because if you don't, the years it's just going to go by, and I'll miss my opportunity. So I want to try and grab it and make the best of what we've got around us, because unfortunately Nathan's not here as well, which is feeling a little bit of pressure carrying it all on my Todd. But I love putting the helmet on, I love going around the track, and I think where we'll be is where we'll be, and I've done my best. That's it. And do
you feel
get
a
a
bit
bit
more
of suntan as well,
I'm
going
gonna
like a
say,
bronze god.
Are you feeling a bit more I suppose happier now that you've just got the two big bikes to focus on? You haven't got a 600 and a twin and whatever else to rush around with. You've just got two things just to solely set your mind at.
Exactly. I am now here. I got a bit emotional about it before, I'm not going to lie. I wanted to ride a 600, wanted the track time. But unless you're on a real good competitive 600, and again, I'm not kicking the team I had last year around us. My son was on the spanners. It was hard for you, and it put a lot of pressure on him. But I think what we did last year is every cloud has a silver lining. SMT with Robin Croft is in the paddock now with a superbike, Rob Hodgson. So we ticked the box there, and they're on Honda 5 blades as well. So. But yeah, it was hard last year trying to balance that, trying to get back to go on that bike, and I was taking my eye off the ball off the priority bikes, which is, Honda is my employee, they're my employers. I've got to toe the line, and at the time I was frustrated, but now Harvey and the team was the best decision for me not to ride a 600 and concentrate on the big bikes, and you know what I mean. I would like to be there because you get to ride the track again, and you get maybe a couple more trophies, but unless you're on a good 600, you get your trousers pulled down, and all of a sudden you're way back down the field. It knocks your confidence, and it's not the right thing to be doing just at this minute.
But I suppose for yourself, we were just speaking to Hickey. He's done loads of laps this week on Superbike, Super Stock, Super Sport, Super Twin, and he's absolutely shattered. So for you, at least you've not got that worry in the back of your mind. Yeah,
I am feeling pretty sharp, and yesterday morning, I'm not going to lie, I felt like I'd been run over. But today I feel a bit better. The muscles that you use are awake now, and you forget you have them, and this place only pulls the muscles out. You can do BSB and you hurt, but it's a different hurt here. So yeah, it's tiring. It's hard on the riders. We're definitely the teams and organisers are cracking the whip. With 8 races and not many days off either. You're racing Sunday, Monday. And it's tough. We've got a long session tonight, and you feel like you want to use all the track time, but at the end of the day, you've got to. Sometimes even a pig knows when it's had enough. You've got to. If it's one lap on one bike and you're feeling fatigued, then you're better off putting it away. And you forget how hot it is out there. It's really, really warm, and and if you're not hydrated, it has to be getting into a spiral of it not being fun.
You've led us on quite nicely then. Plan for tonight, what is the plan for tonight? Because like you said, it's a long session, hour and a half.
It's 2 and a 2, yeah. Two stocker, 2 superbike. Changed the stocker a little bit. The stocker needs to be ridden. As the lap went along yesterday, I started off on it and didn't quite like it. I was suffering a little bit with a bit of change of direction, but I need to get over the fact that it is right. The bike is right. Just get on and ride it. So we'll do 2 and a 2, and it's going to be the same tomorrow, isn't it? It's day practice tomorrow, isn't it? And then we're into the races.
Spot on. Well, we'll let you get off, and we'll catch up tomorrow after this evening.
Cheers, guys.
Well, let's recap the first 2 nights of practice because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
So the first afternoon really, it seemed a very good afternoon.
Yeah.
From your point of view, just talk us through it. How did it go?
Really good. Nice to get a free practice session with no timing or anything, so there's no pressure. So that's been, I think, a really good thing about the new schedule. No pressure in the first session. I think it's ideal. I think it's helped by the fact we knew, or at least the forecasts that everyone was telling me. I don't look at forecasts, but everyone was telling me the forecast's been really good for all weeks. That also takes the pressure off everyone because you've got some time, and you don't have to stress about. I've got a problem, I need to fix it, I need to get out, I need to do more laps. If there's loads of time, everyone can just chill out a bit, and if there's a problem, you just fix it the next day or whenever and then have another go. So overall that meant that Monday ended up being a really good afternoon. Got 4 laps in on the free practice, then did another 4 laps in the qualifying in the proper afternoon, so it was morning to afternoon the first bit. and everything seems to be going pretty good, to be fair. Fast on the Super Sport straight away, which was nice. I think I did 126.8 I think on day one, which is very unlike me. On the Super Sport, I think normally in practice week, I think the fastest I've been is about 124, 125 maybe. So, and last night actually I did 127.2, so even faster. But it's going in the right direction. The Stocker, I rode in the free practice, but I haven't ridden until night 3. The Superbike I rode on the Monday to start with. Felt pretty good straight away, to be honest. There's a few things I need to change, which we've actually made more of a change tonight than anything, just to see if we can improve a couple of areas. But overall, I'm fairly happy with it. I just want to improve it. If it can make things easier for me, then all the better for me. 6 laps is a long way around here, 226 miles. So you want the easier the bike is, the easier it is for me. So yeah, we're just trying to make things a little bit not comfier, but just easier for me, if it's possible.
What you're saying there, you want to make it easier. I don't think it could have been any more easier than 132 from a standing start on night 2 straight away. So you must be, like you say, you're happy, but did that surprise you when you came back in and you found out that you'd done that lap, or that average speed, should I say?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I knew it was a good-ish lap. It wasn't ridiculous, but I knew it was somewhere near. So, yeah, it was all right.
I don't know why I keep trying to big it up, because
I know,
you're
yeah.
relaxed about the whole job. But obviously, then yesterday, real good night of practice. It was off on time. Really, I think everybody was surprised at how well and easy it's been running these last few days. But just talk us through last night, because again, quicker again, and you seemed again really comfortable.
Yeah, so I did it the opposite way around last night. I did 2 laps on the Stocker, because since the free practice on Monday, I'd not ridden the Stocker, so I hadn't even qualified it until last night. So managed to do, I think, 131.9 standing start, something like that, and then 133.2 I think on the next lap through. And the bike's not actually, the Stocker's more of a pain in the ass at the minute than what the Superbike is. So we've made another change for the Super Stock bike. It was not. I know Josh is riding the Super Stock bike as well, and he's been struggling with it a bit. So off his feedback and what I rode on Monday, that we'd gone in a direction, and it was definitely the right direction. We just need to go a bit more if possible. So we're going to try that for tonight. In fact, tonight I'm hopefully going to do 2 laps on the Superbike and then 2 on the Stocker is the plan. So let's see what we can do. But yeah, it's the Stocker's 133 on a Stocker on night 3 is all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done 133 on a Stocker in practice week, definitely not, and I've only ever done 133, maybe I did one last year on Superbike in free practice, but not until the end of the week. So yeah, overall, yeah, quite happy at the minute.
So let's talk about Super Twin, because fair to say it's probably not going to plan with this little Super Twin, so just talk us through what's going on there.
Well, she wasn't quite ready for Monday, with a few, like running wise, obviously we ran it in the Northwest, but we've made quite a lot of changes to it, just as we develop. So now I've got a Moto 2 fairing on it and that sort of thing. Run it on the dyno, it was mega, it's actually making good power, it's pretty strong. And then last night was going to be the first run on it, and it didn't really run properly, so I had to stop it just after Balagueri. We know what's wrong, we don't know what's causing it. It's basically over fueling, and we don't really know why. Which is not ideal. In fact, I think I can hear it running in the background. I think that is it. Yeah, so we don't really know why it's doing what it's doing, which is a little bit frustrating. Not only that, tonight twins are not allowed out, and so that means tomorrow is the last time to qualify it. So tomorrow I have got to do 2 laps on it one way or another to qualify. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit lastminute.com, but let's see.
Just finally, before we let you go, talk to us about the times at the minute, because from my side of things, how I'm viewing it, I'm blown away with the lap speed straight away so quickly, because normally it does take a few nights of practice to get yourselves bedded in. Not just yourself, but Dean and Michael as well are all well within the 130s, and like Dean last night, 133.5. Are you surprised at how quick everybody's going so early in the week?
Yes and no. Weather's good. Northwest was good. Obviously, me and Josh didn't really race, but everyone else did. Everyone's been doing BSB. Even Michael's done some BSB, which never happens. So I was expecting everyone to be on the pipe and fast. I tend to be someone who builds rather than just be fast straight away. in recent years, everyone else has been the opposite. They've been fast straight away, and then I've had to always play catch up. For me, actually, I'm closer now than what I'm probably normally ever am. So I'm quite happy for night 3. Don't know what's going to happen tonight or tomorrow, obviously, but yeah, hopefully with the changes we're making, we'll make the thing a little bit easier and see where we end up.
So plan tonight then, out on the Superstock bike, try and get as many laps in as that, because obviously tonight is Superbike, Superstock and Supersport all out in one long hour-and-a-half session, is it?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm probably not going to run Supersport. I'm probably just going to do Superbike, Superstock. So I think the plan at the minute, 2 on Superbike, 2 on the stock, and then see where I am. If I'm happy with everything, I might just park them and wait till tomorrow. You don't want to burn yourself out either, that's the thing. Or the bike, or, you know, it takes a lot to ride around here. And Monday I did 8 laps. I actually did 9 laps because I rode a BM road bike afterwards to do a demo thing. So that's 340 mile in the first day. So it's a lot of riding and a lot of time sat in the seat. So need to just not do too much. I think last night, what did I do on Tuesday? I did 2 laps on Tuesday because then the session got cut short. And then last night I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 5 last night again. It's a lot of laps. It's a lot of mileage. So I'm just trying to be conscious not to wear myself out or the bikes.
Just try and pace yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We've still got another 2 nights yet.
Yeah.
Plus we get the solo warm-up laps and stuff as well. So yeah.
Spot on. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we'll catch up tomorrow after tonight's practice.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Dom, your video diaries, TT video diaries. Let's just talk us through, first of all, day 1 / night 1, whatever it was. Obviously nice to get out in the afternoon where the sun's not so low and causing a few troubles, but just talk us through it.
Yeah, well, those conditions were absolutely ideal, and I did not seize any of those moments. Unfortunately, 600 in the first part of that session on the Monday broke down on us in the Ginger Hall section, and it was no man's land. We couldn't get any access to get recovered to make it back for the evening, well, that current afternoon session for the Superbike, which was an absolute pain in the backside. And as much as I would like to swear on yours, I'm not going to swear, you know, there's a lot of bottled up anger here, a lot of bottled up anger. But we eventually got out, and we got out for that following afternoon side of it, and unfortunately the brake pad pins sheared at Aggo's Leap, which means we had no brake pads whatsoever on the back brake. So I had to pull in at Quarter Bridge and retire, and that led us into the Tuesday session, which we decided to go back out on the big bike, and the pads decided to disintegrate this time. So we've had nothing but bad luck on that side of things. So at that point, we only managed 2 laps on the Super Twin, and that's led us gloriously into the Wednesday, which we managed 2 laps on the big bike, which was fan-dabby-dozy. Unfortunately, the thing was just trying to just kick us out of the seat. You know that dodgy Buckaroo game that you used to get when you were Ben? You know, that I've got full sympathy for that plastic little toy that was made in China all them years ago. I've got full sympathy for him because it was just bucking and going and going and going. But we've come up with a bit of a plan on that side of things. Our gearing is a country mile out, and what I mean by a country mile out is all the other BMs, like, you know, the Cookstown team, you've got FHO, and I'm trying to think who else is running. That's terrible. We've actually got quite a low number of BMWs this year at this event, and they're all running like 17 front, 43 rear, and for some reason we are running 16 43, and like we're actually going to go up a 2 for even more, which is going to make the bike rev even harder, and we are not maxing out. And we've had the BMW lads come down, and the support we get from them is fantastic. They've come in and we're still like 15,000 RPM off, which is massive in this game. And bear in mind the gearing's out, so we've got an internal little problem somewhere in the mix there, and we're around about 15, 16 mile an hour down the speed trap. But I just want to get the thing rideable at the moment. But I didn't even finish off that side of the session. This is just a whinge fest from me. This is all like, I love the Isle of Man. We've had the great weather. The crowds are great. It's great to be back. But we unfortunately had a little electrical issue with the 600 again. And it's just like, So I'm sitting here very anxious. I'm not going to lie to you. Normally I'm bubbly, and that makes me sound fat. Lost a bit of weight. But yeah, we're massively on the back foot this year, but that's what the Isle of Man can do, Michael. It can throw up curveballs. You know, my eye's in a very good place, my fitness is in a good place, but unfortunately, we just quite haven't got the edge on top of the bikes at the moment.
What's the plan for this evening then?
Go fast.
Because you've got, we were just explaining off camera, you've got about an hour and 40 minutes, hour and a half session tonight, and it's literally Superbike, Superstock and Supersport all out in one session.
Yeah.
So what's the plan from yourself?
So we need a couple more. We need 2 laps minimum on the big bike just to get more settled in and make sure we're going the right direction with the suspension. And then this is a must. We're not even qualified on the Supersport yet. We haven't completed a single lap on that, and we need a minimum of 2 on each bike to qualify even for the race, which is coming up on Saturday. And we're talking you and me now on a Thursday. I'm glad I'm sitting on a stool because I feel like I'm going to push one through. I'm panicking like Marty. I'm telling you. But yeah, you know, what's that saying? What is that saying? Smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. And
I've never heard that saying. So.
Well, I live by the coast, son. You know, I'm actually landlocked, so no, it's trying times. But you know what? If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And you've just got to take these crap moments and turn them into why you love it and why we're here and why we're pushing as hard as we are.
Talking about pushing as hard as we are, we saw yesterday Dean Harrison 133.5, Peter Hickman 132 from a standing start the night before. How impressed are you with how quick everybody's going so soon?
I hate them. No, it's, you know, we've got the weather, and it literally happens in a blue moon. This, you know, the rubber's down, the conditions are good, the conditions are consistent. You know, you're not getting rainfall in the night. You know, people aren't worried about dust or track conditions changing, and everyone's behaving. The roads are getting cleared. You know, clear skies, clear minds, and everyone's able to push on that. And a lot of people have absolutely smashed their personal bests already, even this early in practice. Especially first night on the Monday, people were banging out some serious times, and you know, I don't want to get too dwelled up on that because I feel like we could have been in that camp, but we're not. Move on. But as far as all your viewers are concerned, we are definitely in for one hell of a TD. Definitely as far as lap times.
Perfect, spot on. Well, thank you very much. We'll let you get ready for tonight's session, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow after tonight.
Keep your fingers crossed, young, and I need it. They are good, man.